If you want to be wealthy and happy the rest of your life, just learn this lesson well. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. That one principle can change everything. Not just your bank account, but your mindset, your peace, your relationships, your purpose. Because here's the truth. Your job may give you a living, but working on yourself gives you a life. Think about it. You can work 8 hours a day, 5 or 6 days a week, and earn a paycheck. But if you never grow, never learn, never evolve, that paycheck might increase a little, but your life will stay the same. See, income rarely exceeds personal development. You can get a raise, you can strike gold, your money might even double overnight. But unless you rise with it, that money will slip through your fingers like sand. Because success doesn't stick to those who aren't prepared to hold it. Life has this strange habit. If you're handed more than you've become, it finds a way to take it back. You win the lottery without the mindset, that money's gone in 5 years. You get the opportunity of a lifetime but haven't developed the discipline to maintain it. It vanishes. If someone gives you $1 million, you better become a millionaire in your thinking, your habits, and your discipline, so you can keep it. Because success isn't something you catch. It's something you grow into. Someone once said, if you took all the money in the world and divided it equally in a short time, it'd all be back in the same pockets. Why? Because it's not about what you have. It's about who you are. If you want to live a life of abundance, start by building yourself. Stop running after things and start investing in your mind, your habits, your spirit. Because you don't attract what you want. You attract what you become. So don't ask, what can I get? Ask, who can I become? Happiness doesn't come from the things you collect. It comes from the person you grow into. And wealth? It's not a destination. It's the reward for becoming someone who creates value. So stop chasing success. Start becoming someone whose success naturally follows. And it all begins with one decision: to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Step 1. Learn how things work. If you want to change your life, listen closely. Hard work alone isn't enough. Effort is important, but without direction, it's like rowing a boat with no map. You can row for years and still end up nowhere. What you truly need are ideas. One idea can transform your finances. One idea can elevate your confidence. One idea can change your life. Most people think they're stuck because they don't have enough money. But the truth is, they're stuck because they don't have enough vision. Money isn't the root problem. The root problem is a lack of understanding, a lack of creativity, a lack of insight, a lack of study. If you want to be wealthy, you have to study wealth. If you want to be happy, you must study happiness. If you want to build a meaningful, powerful life, you must study success. You can't afford to go through life with your fingers crossed, hoping things will just work out. Hope is not a strategy. Wishing is not a plan. Learning is the plan. Studying is the strategy. You have to make learning a daily practice, a lifestyle. Take notes. Keep a journal. Don't use your mind like a storage room. Use it like a radar to capture ideas and transfer them to paper. Because the moment you write something down, you claim it. You own it. And when you revisit that journal day after day, the ideas start to sink in. You begin to see patterns. You start noticing habits that work. You track lessons that pay off. And the magic begins with one simple tool: repetition. 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 An idea is like a seed. You plant it with study. You water it with repetition. You grow it with action. Eventually, it takes root in your behavior, and it starts showing up in every area of your life: your bank account, your confidence, your energy, your relationships, your impact. You don't need a miracle. You don't need luck. You just need to learn how things work, and then work those things consistently. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to this one step. They studied until they understood. Then they acted until it became natural. Don't skip this. Make learning a habit, not a one-time event. Because once you know how things work, you can change anything. Step 2, read to lead. Let's get this straight. If you're serious about transforming your life, you must read. Not just when you feel like it, not just when it's easy, but consistently, deliberately, daily. Because reading is one of the fastest ways to absorb decades of experience in just hours. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, you just have to read the blueprint. All successful people have one habit in common. They read, they stay curious, they're hungry for knowledge, and they never assume they know enough. Because life is always changing, the world is always evolving, and if you're not learning, you're falling behind. Want to become more decisive? There's a book for that. Want to speak with confidence? There's a book for that. Want to improve your discipline, leadership, charisma, or mindset? Thousands of books exist, written by people who've lived it. The roadmap is out there. You just have to read it. And yet, most people don't. Why? Because they don't value the power of reading. They underestimate how one idea can change a week, a year, a life. You don't need to spend hours in a library, but 30 minutes a day, reading something positive, challenging, inspirational, or instructional. That's doable. You have 30 minutes. Cut one episode of a show. Wake up half an hour earlier. Trade scrolling for studying. Because when you read, you sharpen your thinking. You strengthen your belief system. You load your mind with strategies, solutions, and success stories. And slowly, but surely, those pages shape your reality. Reading fuels growth, and growth fuels confidence. And confidence, that fuels action. But don't read just to say you did. Read to absorb. Read to apply. Read to lead. Because you'll never lead your life with power if you're not leading your mind with knowledge. So make reading non-negotiable. Make your bookshelf your mentor. Because the more you read, the more you know, and the more you can become. Be a student of life. Study success. Challenge your thinking. Elevate your standards. Your future self is built on the books you're willing to read today. Step 3, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Here's the truth most people never hear. Your job will make you a living, but working on yourself will make you a fortune. Let that sink in. Because no matter how many hours you clock in, no matter how many tasks you complete, if you're not growing as a person, you'll always hit a ceiling. Why? Because income rarely exceeds personal development. Success rarely exceeds mindset, and results rarely exceed discipline. Most people grind for their paycheck, but never grind for their own potential. They show up on time for the job, but show up late for their dreams. They push deadlines for someone else, but keep postponing their own evolution. Don't be that person. Start flipping the formula. Work harder on you. Your skills, your habits, your attitude, your emotional control, your mindset, because when you improve, everything else improves with you. Better habits lead to better energy, better focus leads to better work, better discipline leads to better opportunities, and you'll stop needing motivation from the outside, because now it lives on the inside. Wake up with a mission. Ask yourself daily, what can I upgrade in me today? Not your job, not your paycheck. You. Can you be more patient, more consistent, more courageous, more disciplined? Then work on it, like your life depends on it. Because it does. Success isn't about what you do for a living. It's about who you become while you're living. And here's the magic. When you raise your personal standard, the world starts adjusting around you. People treat you different. Opportunities flow in, confidence rises. You stop chasing success and start attracting it. But none of that happens unless you put in the internal reps. So read, study, reflect, practice, improve every single day. Your body grows with exercise, your finances grow with discipline, your influence grows with communication, and your spirit grows with reflection. Work on all of it relentlessly. Don't just do the job, do the personal work, because the greatest project you'll ever work on is you. So remember this, you don't get wealthy by accident. You don't get powerful by default. You build it day by day by working harder on yourself than you do on anything else. Ideas, books, self-discipline. These aren't optional, they're essential. Stop waiting for things to change. Start becoming the person who changes things. And every time you work on yourself, you're making a deposit into your future. So stay strong, stay focused, and stay tall.